Well, I haven't done a Laserdisc pickup video for a while. In fact, I think the last time I did one was back in January, and we're now in May 2020. But I have actually picked up a few in the intervening time, and I've got some box sets, some very nice box sets, I must say, and some quite interesting discs. So we'll save the big box sets at the back till last, and we'll start with what's in the front. So first up, Poltergeist, classic movie, absolutely superb, brilliant 1980s science fiction horror, whatever you want to call it, but just really cool movie. And now I've got an earlier release of this, but I didn't have this deluxe letterbox edition, which I've been after for a while. Now the box is a bit tatty, but you know, the actual discs are fine. This is this disc was released in 1994. I think the film was released in 82. Tobe Hooper directed. Yeah, 1982, I think. Its aspect ratio, it's 2.3 to 1, letterbox 2.35 to 1, Dolby Surround, and this is the version to get. I haven't actually watched it yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Now, you're going to hear me, and you have heard me talk about aspect ratio movies and TV shows a lot in my Laserdisc pickup videos. Now, I'm not going to go into it in depth because Culturedog Sam Hatch, the Laserdisc guru, he has done an absolutely brilliant video explaining aspect ratios, and particularly Laserdisc collectors tend to like to watch their movies and TV series in the original aspect ratio. And unfortunately, our modern TVs are generally 1.77 to 1 aspect ratio, which is 16:9, and almost no films were made in that. So it requires a bit of fiddling to actually get the films and all TV series to actually appear on your modern TV at the correct aspect ratio. So that's why I will be mentioning aspect ratio quite a bit. But as I said, I'll put a link in the description to Sam's video, which is superb. So anyway, there we go. This is the MGM home video release box set. Really nice. It's got a few extras in it. It's got the international trailer. It's got the making of Poltergeist, and it's got some production stills. So that's quite nice. So it comes in a quite nice box. This one's a little bit beaten up, but yeah, hey, I got it for a good price. So I'm not too bothered about that. Yeah, very nice. So that's Poltergeist. So that's the first one. Moving quickly on, we have yes, very nice. I've got this. I've got another version of this, and I can't remember which one it is now. Actually, this is Bogart's last film that he made with Warner Brothers. The Enforcer, the classic noir type movie from the time period. This was made in 1951. So this would almost certainly have been produced in what was the Academy ratio back then, which is 1.37 to 1. I believe this is the Laserdisc is 1.33 to 1, which is, you know, fine. Yeah, it's classic Bogart movie, basically. Typical noir from the 50s. You know, I have seen this and I really like this. I'm a huge Bogart fan. A couple of stills on the back there. This is a Republic Pictures home video release. So again, I've not seen this particular cut of the movie, so I'll be very interested to see what it's like. Oh yeah, one last thing about this. He's not credited, but the rumour goes that this movie was actually directed by Raoul Walsh. He's not credited with the direction, but apparently if you have a look on the IMDb, he was the guy who actually directed this movie. So that is also interesting. Right, so what's next? Yes, Bringing Up Baby. Now, this is a classic screwball comedy starring Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. And of course a leopard called Baby. You need to watch the movie to understand that. Directed by Howard Hawks. The film was released in 1938. This again would be Academy ratio 1.37 to 1, the original movie, but this is probably 1.33 to 1. Now there's not an awful lot known about this disc. This is a PAL disc released in West Germany by Sonopress. It's really, we know there's no information on this on the LLDB. It really is a bit of a mystery. I mean, when you got onto this, looks like a print from the VHS tape box, the back of it, and then on the front you've got, again, the same thing, a print from the VHS tape box. So, yeah, an unusual disc, but I didn't have this movie, and this came up at a good price. So I thought, yeah, right, I'll have that one. Let's bring that baby. Now this one I have not seen. This is Earth versus the Flying Saucers. Now this is again, I believe, a classic science fiction movie from 1956, and the special effects in this movie were done by Ray Harryhausen, so that, you know, bodes well from the start. I've been after this one for a while. This particular film doesn't seem to come up very often. I don't really know why. This would have been Academy ratio back in the day, which is 1.37 to 1. Pretty much all the films of that era were made or shot in that ratio. But the disc, I believe, is 1.33 to 1, so it's pretty close to the original. I think this one has a digital sound. Yeah, it does. Yeah, amazing. Now, interestingly enough, I had a look at this on the IMDb, and they reckon on there that the aspect ratio is of the film is 1.85 to 1, but that seems to be unlikely given the fact that it was, you know, made in 1956. So I'll be interested to see this one. As I said, I've not seen that movie at all, that one. So what's next then? What do we have next? Ah, right, yes, excellent. Now, I'm a huge Eastwood fan, and of his later westerns, this is my second favourite Pale Rider, first being The Outlaw Josie Wales. Now, I've already got this in, I think it's the Eastwood collection, special edition collection, which has got 3 movies. This may be the same release, because this is a MGM. No, this is a Warner Brothers home video. Yeah, and I believe the ones in the collection that I've got are also Warner Brothers. So this is letterbox 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio. The disc, I think the movie was actually shot in a weird, I think the movie was 2.39 to 1, which 2.39 to 1, 2.4 to 1, that's Panavision, so they'll probably use Panaflex cameras to do it. But 2.35, again, very close to the original format. Obviously, I've seen this film many times, and I will watch this very soon, definitely. Dolby surround sound, which is also excellent. And yeah, we're looking forward to watching, giving this one another spin. Okay, so what is up next? Yes, now this is a bit of a controversial one. This got really slated. You read any reviews of The Final Approach, starring James B. Skiing and Hector Alonso, and it doesn't fare well in the reviews. But it came up, I thought I'd give it a go. I mean, I think it's based on the test flying of the SR-71. It's not mentioned, but the main character is a test pilot of a stealth aircraft, basically. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. The film and the disc were released in 1992. This is a letterbox 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio, which was what the film was, and it's got Dolby surround sound, so that should be worth a watch, and I'm gonna reserve judgment on this one until I've actually seen it. Yeah, amazing stories. Now, this is an American anthology TV series in the, I think it was around about the mid-80s. I think it was much along the lines of The Twilight Zone, where you know, each episode was standalone, and the episode starred quite a lot of famous actors who were going on to be famous in their careers later on, much like The Twilight Zone did. Now, I've not seen any of these, but Sam did a thing on some Laserdisc recently, and he mentioned that The Amazing Stories of Book 2, particularly this episode, Go to the Head of the Class. So I thought, right, as a good way of starting out with Amazing Stories, I'd look out for this book 2, which has got that particular episode on. So this is one I did, and I managed to get quite a good copy of it. This will be standard TV ratio, 1.33 to 1. Again, digital sound. Quite a nice condition copy of that. Now. This is a Laserdisc I have been after for a very long time. These do not come up very often, and they're normally very expensive. This is the film Cast a Deadly Spell. Now, this is a most bizarre movie. It's not the best thing you've ever seen, but it is very definitely worth a look. It defies categorization, really. It's basically set in the 1940s in Los Angeles, but it's like an alternate reality where it is 1940s LA, but everybody, almost everybody, uses magic. And it's bizarre. So it's like a old 1940s detective noir thriller, but with magic involved. It's got a brilliant cast. I mean, the people are in it. You've got Fred Ward, David Warner, Julianne Moore, and Clancy Brown, and absolutely brilliant cast. Fred Ward and Dave Warner, massively, in my opinion, underrated actors. I absolutely love both of them. They're fantastic. I have seen the film before and I love it. I did not have the Laserdisc and now I have. There's a punch mark in the cover, unfortunately, but other than that, it's in pretty damn good condition. What have we got? This will be, this one's, the movie was released in 1991. I think the disc came out in 93, but this aspect ratio is 1.33 to 1. And it's got digital sound on it too, and I will definitely be watching this again because, as I said, you cannot. This really does. There's no genre for this at all. It's unique. You've got to watch this movie. Cast Eddie's Bell. Okay, so in the front ones we come to the last one, which is the original Ocean's 11. Which starred pretty much all of the Rat Pack at the time. I mean, who wasn't in this movie? Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, Angie Dickinson, Caesar Romero. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And we all know the story behind this casino heist movie. I didn't have this one, and I haven't had any version of it. And I have seen it, obviously seen it a long time ago. I mean, this is an old movie now. It was released in 1960. But I was after the Laserdisc because the Laserdisc is letterbox 2.35 to 1, which is the same aspect ratio that the movie was released in theatrically, so that's great. So I'm really looking forward to giving this one a spin and seeing what the quality of it's like. It's got digital sound, so that should be quite good. As I said, I've not seen it for a long time, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, let's move on to the box sets. Now, this is another set that I've really been meaning to pick up for ages. This is the Japanese box set of Back to the Future, the trilogy. I was really lucky with this. This was, these don't come up very often, and when they do, again, they're very expensive. This one is in excellent condition, complete with the Obi strip. It has all three of the films, obviously, as it's the trilogy, and it has the secrets of Back to the Future, which is a kind of like making of type documentary. Now, this box set was released in March of 1993, and the films obviously were released in the mid-80s. I think the first one came out in 85. I believe the aspect ratio is the same as the movie. I think it's letterbox 1.85 to 1 on here, so it tells us anywhere. And it doesn't actually say anything about the aspect ratio on there, or if it does, it says it in Japanese, so I can't read it. Dolby Surround Sound, this should be absolutely brilliant. Now, I've got the movies in single disc releases. I can't remember which the releases are that I've actually got, but I have got them. But obviously I don't have that, and I don't have all three of the Japanese ones, which is what we've got in this box. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous set, and this box is in really good condition. So let's put that one to one side. Running out of space to put all this stuff. Now, ideal for lockdown. I'm a Star Trek fan, freely admit that. And the best, in my opinion, way to watch the Star Trek series are the Japanese log box sets. Now, the problem is they're very expensive and there's an awful lot of them because obviously there are a horrendous number of episodes of The Next Generation. Now, I've got the first two here. So this is log 1. There we go. Now, there is something you have to be very careful with when you get these Japanese box sets. The series episodes are not in the right order. So you need to check that you watch them in the right order. That being said, they are really nice box sets. Now, the box sets came out in 1995, whereas I believe the episodes for Next Generation, that was mid-80s, I think, 87 and 88 for the for these episodes, I believe. The first box set has 7 discs, 13 episodes. The second box set, oh, there we go, look at that, God, these are heavy. This has 12 episodes on 6 discs. Again, I was very lucky with these. They are actually, the boxes are in very good condition. They could both complete with Obi. Yeah, this is the way to watch it. The only problem is that you need an awful lot of space if you want to collect all of these. And you need some very, very strong shelves because these things weigh a ton. Yeah, I'm slowly working my way through these, and they are very good. The quality of the issue, the release, is very good indeed. And if you're a Star Trek fan, I would thoroughly recommend, getting hold of some of these, even if you just get one to see what it's like. Okay, there you go. Quick look at my Laserdisc pickups for the first part of 2020. Quite a selection there. Looking forward to getting into this, and if I get any more in the latter part of the year, I shall do another one. Anyway, I hope you found this interesting. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.